So today I thought you may enjoy a trip to the grocery store with me as I go and show you ways that I save money on my power meals, on my weight loss program, on all that stuff, and I keep it at a reasonable price. So I am going to be shopping with my husband, so there probably will be some extra things on there, but I hope that you'll enjoy this. Maybe it'll give you some ideas on how to cut down on your grocery bill while still eating healthy. The first thing I'm going to do is head out to the garden and see what I've got for the week that I can add to my groceries so that I don't have to buy at the grocery store. So here I've got some beautiful Russian kale, some lettuce, which is very nice. I've got some little cherry tomatoes ripening, and I've got some onions. Now I've also got some zucchini, and I've got some crookneck squash. Got some nectarines and plums picked right off my tree today, as well as some cherry tomatoes that I picked this morning. Now on to the grocery store. As you can see, these prices for vegetables are really good, and they have a great bulk section at my grocery store. So I always try to get lots of my monk fruit sweetener, my flour if I need it, any kind of pressed peanut butter, chia seeds. They also have great prices on prepackaged items like 2 in a pack Oreo cookies, so you're not stuck buying a big package if you're on a diet. And you can make your own peanut butter here. They have freshly ground peanuts. I love this because it's no added sugar. Of course, all their bulk items include nuts and granolas and trail mix and rice and you name it, they have it. They just have so much stuff here, and I always get all my popcorn here. And one of the best things I love about this place is they do bulk teas, and that almond tea is so good. I love it. You can pick out any kind of coffee and get that in the bulk section. And even if you're someone that likes single serve coffees, you can just throw a couple of those in. They're the donut shop coffees. Really convenient, and they just seem to have everything here at this grocery store. I just wanted to show you I did pick up some mixed vegetables for $1.18, and look at the price of eggs. Finally, the prices have come down, and you could tell people are really starting to buy them. So here's the last picture I have, or just the paper product. So this is my grocery haul that I just got done doing at my local grocery store. Now this is my grocery receipt. I spent $112.50. Now, I did go to the grocery store, I think I went a week ago. So I had company. I actually had like a big dinner with a lot of people last Saturday night. So last Saturday night, I had a lot of people over for a barbecue. I did a big pizza dinner. The night before that, I think it was last Friday night, I did a big burger thing. I had s'mores. We had like 5 kids here, lots of adults. It was really busy. In my house, pretty much we ate everything. We didn't go out anywhere, but we ate all the food that we had. So this week I'm kind of replenishing, although I want to let you know for 4th of July I'm having another barbecue. So again, I probably spend a little bit more than I normally do. I try to keep my bill under $50 to maybe $75 a week. And that's for my husband and I both. This week I'm a little over, but like I said, 4th of July. So I thought real quick, I'd just show you some of the things I got, and then I'm gonna show you how I package and preserve them so they stay fresh and delicious all week, because there's nothing worse than shopping on Saturday or Sunday and then getting to Thursday and realize everything looks terrible and you end up ordering out anyway. So here we go. I have some various items. I don't buy a lot of meat. I pretty much just buy it to flavor. This week I got some Jenny O turkey was on sale. I think it was $3.50, something like that. And then I bought some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I did get some of those. I'm going to show you how I take those apart and preserve them so that I have them for several weeks. I got a bag of mixed vegetables. I have a couple things of cheese. These are the ones my husband eats. This is for the family. I got some vegetables. Now I have quite a few vegetables starting to ripen out in my garden. I still have zucchini and squash. I'm starting to get tomatoes and some fruit. I've got some cilantro, some lettuce. I also have some lettuce out in my garden I'm going to start picking this week. I've got some broccoli, apples, and then I buy a lot of my items like popcorn and flour, sugar, all that kind of stuff I buy in bulk. I just find it saves a lot of money. I mean, flour I get for 58 cents a pound. I think for 4 pounds in the regular store, it's like almost $5. I got a few things to take with me to Disneyland, some onions. These are my husband's cookies. I have a couple of bags of cookies. I buy these really inexpensive in the bulk section, so I don't buy a whole bag of them and eat them all up. But I do put a couple cookies sometimes in our vanilla creamies. I got some non-fat Greek yogurt. My husband drinks a few of these Celsius drinks. I did get some extra sodas and bottled waters this week. I don't usually buy those at all, but they were on sale and we are having company, so I got a couple 12 packs of those. Half and half almond milk. This is primarily for our coffee and our creamies. Soy sauce for my husband. So you see, I don't buy a ton of food. I did get some eggs. The eggs are back down at a regular normal price. It's wonderful. Some Thrifty ice cream was on sale. I picked up some sherbet for the kids this week. I think it was like $2.98 a box of it. And so that's about it. But with these items and what I have in my freezer and what's canned, I'll be able to utilize all these groceries probably for the next 2 weeks. So let me show you how I preserve some of these things for my week. So the first thing I want to do is I want to preserve my lemons and my limes. Now these were lemons I got off my tree, but I do have some limes that just don't last very long. Like you buy them and you have to use limes pretty quickly, but I found if I just freeze them and put them in ice cube trays, I always have fresh lime juice. And I just need it for different kinds of recipes. So I just take my limes. And squeeze them. Get a little bit of lime juice out of them. Just like so. And I found another way to get a lot of lime juice out of these remaining limes is to take this lime squeezer, lemon squeezer, and put 2 of them in at once after they're squeezed. And you'll be surprised how much more juice you get out of them. Look at all that. And they do squirt, so scoot a apron on if you don't want lime juice. I'm actually gonna be doing laundry as soon as I'm done here. So I'm gonna throw this in with the laundry. All right, now I'm gonna do the same thing with my lemons. So I've already washed my cilantro. I've got about 2 inches of water in a tall cup. And I cut off about 1 inch of the stems so that I have a nice clean cut on the bottom of the stems. Then all I'm gonna do is put these cilantro right into the water so the bottom of the stems are touching the bottom of the water. And then I'm gonna take just some type of a bag. You can use a bag from the grocery store, or some of these are ones I've already washed and reused a couple times. And I'm just gonna throw them in the refrigerator just like that. And my cilantro will stay fresh for a good 2 weeks. So these are some really nice recycled jars that my friend brought me. They're pickle jars. She said she got the pickles at Costco. And I'm actually gonna use some of these to put my popcorn in. Now I buy my popcorn in bulk. It's 98 cents a pound, so I get quite a bit of it. Now I'm impressed. Even an experienced popcorn filler couldn't fill it that good. And one of the things that this does is it keeps the popcorn really fresh by putting it in glass. And it also just makes it easier for me to see what I have. All right. So now I'm just gonna pop this lid on and throw it in my cupboard just like that. So the next thing I have is flour. And so I actually buy my flour in bulk, and pretty much everything I have, I either keep in plastic or glass. I don't really like keeping bags of food in my pantry. It's just not something I've done for a long time. I just find it keeps it fresher. And all right, so this is my flour. So I don't use a lot of flour, but I like to have it on hand in case I make pizza crust for the kids or what have you. So I always keep some flour in a container with a little measuring stick. Now the last thing that I have is my monk fruit sweetener. And I use this in so many things, but I just want to make sure that I can top off my container. Then for this, I do put this bag in the refrigerator in my little deli meat section. So let me show you how I do this. As you can see, I was almost out. So I just take a canning jar and I just fill this up. So this I'm going to put next to my coffee pot, and the rest of it I'm going to tie up, and this bag I will leave in the refrigerator. So the next thing that I'm going to be doing is I am going to take this huge container of chicken breasts, and I am going to individually seal those in airtight sealing containers so that I can have these to grill or to cook in the air fryer or what have you. So this is a lot of chicken, a lot more than I could ever eat at one time. So what I typically do is I take one of the chicken breasts and I just butterfly it, or sometimes like today I'm probably actually going to cut it in half so it makes two servings of chicken, because these are huge. These are huge chicken breasts. So I'm going to take all these and I'm just going to cut them like this so that they're nice and flat. Okay, so let me do that and I'll be right back. All right, so I've divided my chicken pieces into 2 halves. So all I'm going to do is put 2 pieces in each one of my bags, just like this. And then I also did some chicken nuggets. So all I did basically was kind of cut these up in the size of nuggets. And this will make it really easy when I decide to make, air fryer chicken or what have you. So this is enough for 2 people. One chicken breast is going to be enough for 2. So even if you have a family of 4 or you have a family of 6, you could easily do something like this. Make your strips a little bit smaller and then substitute it with really healthy vegetables that you can add to your meal. So, there's so many ways that you can save money on food. Now, you saw I spent over $100 at the grocery store, but this is going to be enough chicken meals that we're going to be able to have this for several nights. So I'm not concerned that I spent a little bit more, because on average, probably next week I'll spend less than $50, because I really just don't need a lot of things. So now all I'm going to do is put my chicken in my food saver, and I'll show you how these come out as soon as they're all sealed. So the price of that whole package of chicken was $11.89. I got 5 sealed packages of chicken that if I have them in a week or I have them in a year, they're still going to be just as good because there's no air in the chicken. And I do have one night that I sealed these up for chicken nuggets. So these I'm going to throw in my freezer for several nights. It's a little over $2 a packet a night for dinner, and that's how I do my chicken. So the last thing I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be prepping my Ninja Creamies for the week. Now I did buy some of that thrifty sherbet ice cream on sale for the grandkids, but I like this low calorie, protein, low sugar, actually it's no sugar, Ninja Creamies. They are just so good and they're diet friendly. So I'm going to show you a bunch of different kinds that I'm going to be making today. So I've got one nectarine in here. Believe it or not, I actually found another ripe one on the tree. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this one. These are not freestone nectarines. They are just glued to these pits. So I have to kind of cut them off like this. So we're gonna put our nectarines in. These are so unbelievably sweet. If you've ever had a fresh nectarine off the tree, you probably won't get a lot of them at the store anymore. They are just so good. All right, so we're gonna get that all blended up. There's our nectarine creamy. We're gonna go ahead and freeze that one. And the last one that I'm gonna make is just a vanilla creamy because we're gonna have a cookies and cream one night. The nice part about using cottage cheese in your creamies is, honest to goodness, you don't even taste it. Now this one I'm going to use closer to like 3/4 of a scoop of my protein powder because it is a vanilla flavoring. I'm going to be putting a couple of tablespoons of monk fruit in here. And I'm going to be using some vanilla pudding mix. I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope it gave you lots of ideas on ways to save money and prep for your week and make sure that you're using up all the food that you do spend your hard-earned money on. So thanks for joining me, and if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring that bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.